What's going on, guys? Evolution here, and welcome back to the Feed the Beast Let's Play series. And what not a better way to start the episode to a lovely nice sunset by the ocean. And that, my friends, is the reason I chose this house. So today we're gonna be looking at a new mod pack. Well, I say new, we haven't even looked at any yet, but we're gonna be going into thermal expansion and getting ourselves some energy on the way. So as you can see, I've got a little cutout here and I've been making some preparations. I've done all the crafting already, although I will go over it. After all, this isn't a tutorial, it's a let's play series, so it's kind of why I cut it all up. But if I show you in here, we got lots of thermal expansion bits and bobs. So the reason I'm doing this is, well, we've just got back from a little mining adventure, about an hour of mining. I forgot to mention that. I got 4 diamonds in the end, which is quite good. I found a spot with 2 and another spot with another 2 diamonds, which is quite neat. We got a bit of iron, stack of copper, some tin, some coal, some redstone, lapis, some few other bits. I also got some sapphires. So I've made myself got some tools now, which are a bit more durable. And we got some other bits and bobs in here as well, so that's coming along nicely. But what we want to do is we've just been mining. I've spent about an hour, as I said. Well, I've got my iron ore and we're gonna double the productivity. So what I mean by this is, what we're gonna do by the end of this episode, we're gonna get 1 bit of iron ore. We're then going to turn that into 2 pulverized iron dust, so we'll get that from the ore, and then from there we're going to turn that into 2 ingots. So that way we've turned 1 ore effectively into 2 ingots, which is amazing. So technically everything here should be doubled. I mean, there is a slight restriction on what you can pulverize, but it's the majority of stuff. We've got iron, gold, coal, obsidian, copper, tin, silver, so the main kind of majority ores. And I just want to say a big thanks to WTF Geeks. I'll put a link in his channel because he's given me a bit of knowledge into Feed the Beast. I've been playing with him and he's kind of made this episode happen, if you wish. So he's taught me a bit about thermal expansion, which is the route we're going to start taking as of today. I was going to do IndustrialCraft2, but that's getting quite outdated, and thermal expansion is the way forward. So we're going with that, guys. So anyway, let's get started. So over here we've got our steam dynamo. So if I hold over this, as you say, it says generates energy, RF, which is redstone flux. So this is going to generate us our energy, so I'll put this in our inventory. Notice though, it requires water and a solid fuel. So our fuel for this bad boy is going to be some coal. Well, to water cool it, we'll discuss that later on. Next up, we got the pulverizer. This is the machine that turns your ores into dust, and then effectively you can smelt them into ingots. So that's this bad boy here. And I'll quickly go over the recipes now. So these are the 2 main components, really. So we've got the steam dynamo. All it takes is a fair bit of copper. We've got 3 copper, 2 copper gears, that's 8 copper there. And we've got a little transmission coil, which is just a bit of tin and redstone. Nothing too advanced, but you know, it does take a little bit of stuff. And then we got the pulverizer here, which takes a machine frame, which is just a bit of iron or steel, whatever you like, some glass and a bit of gold. And then of course a bit of copper, a piston, and again you need a bit of gold here for your redstone reception coil, and some flint as well. So you know, not too sad. Now obviously, now we're going to need to water cool the steam dynamo, so we're going to use aqueous accumulator. So we'll quickly grab the recipe for this bad boy. Aqueous, there we go. So again, another machine frame, 4 iron or steel, blah blah blah. You guys can see that. You need a pneumatic servo. They're quite easy to make. Just a bit of iron, bit of redstone, bit of glass, and we need some tin, glass, and a bucket. So again, not too bad. So overall, to kind of get all this successfully done, you need a bit of iron, a bit more copper, a tiny bit of redstone. I think it's about 5 gold, and obviously a bit of glass as well, which isn't too sad. And then we've got these 2 different pipes. So we've got our fluid ducts here. We've got the opaque version. You can make the, let's see if I can quickly get them up. You can make the see-through ones, however they're a bit more expensive, these bad boys here, because they take hardened glass, but we'll be able to make that in the future anyway. So for now we're using the opaque version. It's just a bit of copper and lead, not too sad. So that will transfer our water to our steam dynamo, transport it through the pipes, and then we've got our leadstone energy conduit. So I just want to quickly go over this. At the moment we're running just the 1 machine, the pulverizer, which I think it takes 20 redstone flux. These leadstone energy conduits provide 80 RF per tick. So this is going to be more than adequate. There's a few different tiers of conduits. You've got redstone, hardened, and leadstone. So we got 80 RF, and then obviously the best do, what's that, 10,000. Next one up's hardened energy conduits, 400. So depending on your circuitry, it will depend on what conduit you want to use. But the leadstone will be plenty fine for us. We'll be able to run a few more machines off it till we need to think about kind of moving up in the world. Whilst we're here, just want to show you guys, whilst I was making all this stuff, I accidentally made the mistake of placing down the dynamo over there, and I was like, well, how do we pick this back up? I'm pretty sure it's not with a pick, because I learnt that previous times playing Feed the Beast. I destroy stuff with pick and you wouldn't get anything back. So I quickly chucked in thermal expansion in the NEI, and then I soon found out that you need a crescent hammer. It's really easy to make. It's 3 tin and 1 iron. I don't think we can actually get the recipe up. Let's quick type it in anyway. There you go, it's really easy to make. 3 iron, 1 tin, sorry. And that's the wrench slash hammer for the thermal expansion pack. So this will work for any thermal expansion item. It works for the tubing as well. Look, I'll quickly show you. Shut these down, just right click it and you get to pick them back up. So it's definitely worth making some of these as well whilst you're at it. The wrench even. Oh, we're even switching our chest around. What have we done? There we go. And last of all, we got an iron saw. So I don't think it really matters which saw you make, iron, diamond, gold. It's probably just to affect the durability. Obviously it will last longer depending on the tier. It's pretty easy to make. You need just either whatever item you're using, sticks, and then these stone tool rods, which is pretty much just 2 stone. Pretty simple stuff. What this allows you to do is make the covers as demonstrated down there. And also we're going to make some floor covers later to kind of cover up all our piping. And that's pretty much it, guys, so let's move on with it. So sorry for the dragged out kind of introduction there, but just making you guys kind of understanding what we're doing today. And hopefully you guys should know how to do this yourself afterwards. If you've got any tips as well, because I said I'm not the best at this. I'm not the best to feed the beast. I'm still learning, and as I said, again, a massive thanks to WTF Geeks for making this episode possible. So we're going to chuck down our leadstone circuit things. Or leadstone energy conduits. Right, we're going to put that there, and then we're going to put our dynamo on top. There we go, that's connected nicely. Then we're just going to run our cable in, our conduits, I should say, to our pulverizer. So we'll put the pulverizer, say here, should do nicely. There we go. So there's the pulverizer interface. You've got your amount of RF here. You've got like your item that you put in, and then you've got your dust, your bioproduct as well. Pretty simple stuff. So now the steam dynamo is connected to that. We're going to go ahead and put on a lever as well, because we don't want it constantly running. We just cover that up like that. Right, so if we look at the interface of the actual steam dynamo, we've got the this is your steam. So as I said, it's a steam dynamo. Kind of figure that one out. The steam produces the energy. So over here you've got your steam. You put your resource in here, and this is where you put your water, because these steam dynamos, these run hot, so you need to make sure you can cool them. And of course we live by an ocean, which is, well, relatively useful I guess, but you don't need to live near a large water source whatsoever. I'll show you a cool little technique. Let's just deal with these mobs quickly. Is Mr. Creeper going to say hello? Yeah, he is. Say hi. Oh. Now this little sapphire pickaxe isn't too bad at doing like melee damage, man. It's pretty sick. So, as I said, we're going to use the aqueous accumulator to do this. This is our little pump. Basically, it will pump up the water, and then we can put it through tubes, and it will pump it through. Pretty self-explanatory. But anyway, so what we want to do is we want to kind of make an infinite water source as such, and as long as we've got water touching 2 of the sides, it should work pretty damn fast, guys. So if we put it in the center like so, we've got water, infinite water supply touching each sides. Let's just, there you go, look, it's filled up already, and the water's not going down. Now if we just get our fluid ducts, I mean they are the opaque versions, so they don't look as badass as like the see-through ones. Let's just run our tubing through here. There we go, it's taking the water out, it's instantly filling up, but it's not decreasing at a rate, it's constantly keeping up, which is what we like. We don't want to run out of water at some point and then our dynamo isn't cold, keeping cool enough. We just quickly go over here, check our steam dynamo, see if it's filling up. Look at that, it's fully water cooled, and once it's running it won't have any problem with keeping up. So there's a really nifty little technique. And of course now what we need to do is put the coal in. There we go. It should start producing our steam as it's burning away. Yep. And now in here, this would be filling up with redstone flux, but it's instantly taking it into the pulverizer. Once this is filled up, it should start like storing it in the steam dynamo. So whilst we wait for that to kind of fill away, we're gonna make ourselves some covers. So I've already made 8. Let's just place these. There we go. Pretty easy. In fact, if we it would probably been better. Okay, I'm gonna kill myself for this. But if we put the cover down first. Oh, okay. No, we need a hollow cover. My bad. Not a worry. Not a worry. I'll quickly just show you guys that. So all you need to do is put the hacksaw at the top because you're sawing down, and keep kind of minimizing it down. So we've gone from the panel to the cover. Now we've got the last one, which is 8 covers. We can turn that into a hollow cover, or you can just use it as a cover, as you saw there, where I've just put it on top of there. That's just a cover, but we're going to want to make a hollow one so we can run some pipe through it. So all you do is, like you would guess, you just leave a hole in the middle, 8 covers. That makes you 8 hollow ones. Pretty simple. There you go. Nice little tip for you there. Then we're just going to put that on there, and then where's our dynamo? There we go. Now we don't have to put up with any tubes or anything, or any pipes, whatnot. Alright, let's make sure this bad boy's still running fine. So that's fully charged up. There we go. Nicely does it. Nicely does it. So now the pulverizer's all filled up. We got the actual steam dynamo kind of storing it in itself. And obviously it does use coal, but we are gonna upgrade in the surely in the future. But let's quickly get some of this stuff. So let's get 10 iron for demonstration purposes. We need to look into making a redstone furnace at some point, which we can run off the redstone. It's powered again by the redstone flux, the RF, this bad boy. Let me find it. Redstone furnace. Yeah, so it's part of the thermal expansion, and this is just basically a furnace. Pretty self-explanatory. And as I said, we can power that off of our dynamo here, so then we won't have to worry about using a normal furnace and powering it with coal. But anyway, let's put some iron ore in the pulverizer, and as you see, it's pretty fast. So we got some bioproduct there. We got some ferrous metal. We don't really need to worry about that. So as you can see, we've done 2 ore, and we've already got 4 pulverized iron. And if we put this 4 in the furnace, that should smelt away into 4 ingots. Lovely jubbly. Got some more there. There you see. There we go. So that has pretty much doubled our productivity of that mining little session. So now, all in all, once we've got this all turned into dust and then smelted back into ingots, we're going to have twice as much stuff. So it's really worth doing this. Obviously, it's better to kind of smelt. Obviously, I had to smelt a bit of iron and a bit of tin earlier to build all this stuff, because initially it does take a bit to start off. But it's better to kind of get into this first, and then break all your ores down, then smelt them into ingots, and then you've got more in the long run, haven't you? So that's the reason behind it. And obviously, if we just quickly change the output to this configuration, if we put the output to the top, I believe, if we go ahead and get a chest, I think this should work. Get some redstone planks, redwood. Did I just say redstone? I did, didn't I? We put this on the top. There we go. There you go. It's depositing it all in the chest, which is pretty neat. Think I just need to do a bit more of the configuration. If we just take it all out, put it all in just to catch it all up. Let's see if this is working now. Yep, there we go. Nice. So as you can see, anything that's anything that's done in the pulverizer then instantly gets stored in the chest above it. And all you have to do is go into configuration. That orange is your output. As you see, all the boxes are color coded, so it's pretty self-explanatory. So you can change it to like a destination. As you see, we've got the chest. Eventually, if we get some, I think it's item ducts, we'll look into that in the future again. Item duct, does it come under it? Yeah, some of these. Again, you can make obviously the opaque or the normal. If we make some of these, we can actually obviously transport items around via pipes into a storage system. But for now, we're just kind of working on the very basics. And that pretty much sums this video up, guys. So if this helped you, be sure to drop it a like. I said, I don't really like to do these tutorial style videos, but I'm kind of a noob when it comes to feed the beast, so by kind of going over it helps me, because I'm commentating saying what we're doing. It also reminds me how the hell we do it, because half the time I forget. And that went quite successful. We didn't have any errors. We've got the piping all quite tidy, so yeah, happy days, guys. I'm quite impressed with that. I've got one little pick, and I want to see if we can put a cover on there. We can. Okay, so before we finish up, I'm going to demonstrate the saw one more time for you guys out there. So we get our bit of cobble, put it in the crafting table, we turn it into slabs, then from there we can go to panels, and then we want to go a little bit thinner, we'll go to the full covers. So you get 8 covers from one bit of block. And then what we can do here, we can just fill this in on top. Yeah, there we go, that's looking a bit neater, isn't it? It's hardly even noticeable. Nice. So I think what we're looking to do next is we want to get some, I probably want to get a redstone furnace, so we don't have to use this old thing. I mean, what even is this? This is vanilla Minecraft right here. We don't use any of that. And obviously then we won't have to use so much coal. Obviously them steam dynamos, they do run off coal, so it's not the most efficient way of doing stuff, but it will do for now. I said we'll upgrade the dynamo at a later stage to be more kind of economical, but as I said, this is just basic firm expansion. So guys, if you enjoyed this episode, drop it a like, drop a comment if you've got any tips, or if you just want to say hey, and be sure to subscribe for more Feed the Beast. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.